catch out to the 45-yard line. Bellman Malvo is a native of Beaumont, Texas, a small town just outside of Houston. And there's another guy from that area who's pretty well known. Don Narcisse of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the longtime receiver. Malvo met him before the game and said, "Wow, Mr. Narcisse, I've heard lots about you. Of course, you're much older than I am."
Yeah, that's for sure.
Second and short. Robert Drummond goes up over and gets the first down to the 42-yard line as Drummond gets his hand on the football for the first time.
This is two great football players going head-to-head. Drummond, a tough runner up in the middle. He can also catch the ball pretty well out of the backfield, but on these short yardage situations, it's him against K.D. Williams, and that time was Drummond. Drummond won nothing, but you know that battle's going to happen all game.
First down, Toronto. Flutie. Lots of time out of the backfield for Drummond. Now Drummond working one-on-one with Joseph and others. Makes the catch and is pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Robert Drummond was the only player in the Canadian Football League last year to finish in the top 10 in receiving yards and in rushing yards. He was 5th in rushing, and he was 9th in receiving.
Probably the best kept secret for a long time in the Canadian Football League, because he played in Baltimore behind Mike Pringle and didn't get the football a lot for a couple of years. But Don Matthews knew how valuable and how good a football player he was, and he's an integral part of this offense now and was last year.
Flutie back to the shotgun on 2nd and 5. Here comes the rush. Flutie, drop. Troy Alexander was the first man in there. Bobby Jurison came in to mop up with LeBrant Robinson. And it's a gigantic loss for Toronto, and another big defensive play for Saskatchewan. A loss of 17 yards.
Sorry, we talked about the keys, the edge. That's Troy Alexander and Bobby Jurison. They're going to be in charge to contain. A little bit of the blitz package. Lamar McGriggs and K.D. Williams coming, and Troy Alexander keeps contained and pulls down Flutie initially. And that's the key for Saskatchewan defensively.
Vanderjagt's punt is taken by Ron Harris inside the 5. He gets out to about the 12-yard line. A good kick by Mike Vanderjagt. The story here has been D in green. Saskatchewan with a 3-2 lead. 1995 CFL draft. Big stack for a loss of 17. Now the green offense goes to work. The Riders 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Mims deep in the backfield. Early movement. Free play for Slack. Fires it out there for Curtis Mayfield. Mayfield makes the catch. Marcelo Simmons all over him. A pickup of 7 yards. Looked like Toronto had jumped on Reggie Slack's stutter count.
Tough to see the number here, but I'm pretty sure that's who's offside.
Looked like Noah Cantor.
Yeah, Noah Cantor.
Saskatchewan, I think, will decline the penalty after a pickup of 7, or will it?
Noah Cantor.
What do you like, 1st and 5 or 2nd and 3? What's better?
1st and 5.
Toronto 92.
1st and 5. They said Waldrop, but you know what? We're sticking with Cantor.
And the tape never lies, because it was definitely Noah Cantor who was offside from the middle. He's going to switch in there a little bit and keep those starting 4 defensive linemen fresh.
Now 1st and 5. Play fake to Mims. Slack, lots of time, over the top for Farthing. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonius Bonner. And Toronto has the ball at midfield. 2 number 10s get into a jumping match. And Bonner comes up with the interception, his 2nd of the year.
Dan Farthing's just going to run the straight go route. Antonius Bonner. Here's Farthing, and here's Bonner right here. It's going to be just straight one-on-one matchup. Good jam at the line of scrimmage. Now, Bonner just gets in the hip pocket, but what's amazing about this play is the jump. I mean, he takes a huge vertical, goes up there with one hand and pulls it down. That was an unbelievably athletic play by Antonius Bonner. First interception of the season.
First down, Toronto from midfield. Flutie can't find anyone open. And just fires it to the yard marker, and I'll tell you what, that was close to intentional grounding, and last week the Hamilton Ticats thought they had a case on Flutie for throwing the ball away late in the game.
You know what I was amazing about that is that the Saskatchewan Roughriders really only sent 3 guys. Lamar McGrange comes from the outside. You really only see 3. There's Slate, 4th guy in there, but Flutie just doesn't look as comfortable as he has the last two games. That toe may be bothering him a little bit.
Or Saskatchewan's playing real good defense. Screen pass for Drummond. Nothing doing. Bobby Jurison all over that. A pickup of just a yard. You're not going to fool a 12-year veteran like Bobby Jurison.
Well, this is a pretty good game plan right here. Jurison's going to come down, and Henry Newby's going to come out and get the containment. You see, there's Newby coming to the outside. Now he's going to shoot outside. He knows there's another linebacker responsible for Robert Drummond, and what he's trying to get is to get the ball out of Doug Flutie's hands as quickly as he can.
Vanderjagt to punt. Rod Harris from the 15-yard line. Makes his way maybe as far as the 20 before the stop is made by Brendan Rogers. A 40-yard punt and a return of 5 as Saskatchewan gets the ball back. By the way, Rod Harris and the Saskatchewan offense have been getting the job done, at least keeping Flutie off the field. Well, once upon a time, Reggie Slack was the quarterback for the Toronto Argonauts. In fact, that's where he began his CFL career. He was a run-and-shoot guy down in the United States with Mouse Davis. And Mouse liked him so much, he brought him up to Toronto. And wait a minute, who's that guy getting beat deep there? Who's that guy? Who's that number 27 for Saskatchewan?
Hey, I had my zone.
It's a touchdown to Manny Hazard.
Oh, and Mazzani's going to give me that little cheap shot at the end, huh?
Slack had 1,855 yards passing, and here he goes deep again to Eddie Brown.
Oh, no, not again.
Wait a minute.
Not again.
Who's that guy, number 27? Who is that guy? Wait a minute. What happened, Sue?
Not again. Now, wait a minute. Let's keep running this game tape because there's got to be an interception in there somewhere, isn't there? Oh, he had a good game against me.
I saw earlier before the game, Reggie Slack saw you walk onto the field, and he looked at you like the coyote looks at the roadrunner. He said, "Are you coming back?"
Okay, you guys got me. You know I'm going to get all the tapes, and I know there's got to be some highlights in there, some interceptions. I had a few of them.
Yeah, you told me 52, but we looked it up this week. 51. What's going on?
Well, maybe I thought I had one in that Toronto game, but obviously not.
Did your dog eat one or what? Illegal block pushes the Riders back to their 7-yard line. Here comes Mims. Picking his way across the 10. He gets hammered there. Lester Smith. A host of others. Demetrius Maxey coming up to make the stop. A pickup of 5 for Robert Mims.
Robert Mims, this is his favorite play. It's a counter. He gets 2 pulling guards coming out, John Terry and Scott Henderson, the guard and the tackle, and he just picks a hold. Robert Mims not going to break a whole lot for huge yardage, but he's got a great average at 6.7, and he's really hard to tackle when you're the first guy up there.
Pickup was 6. It's 2nd and 4. Under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Here comes Mims again on 2nd down. He gets stacked up quickly as he slides across the 15-yard line out maybe to the 16. The gain is 3 and leaves Saskatchewan a yard short of a first down. Reggie Givens comes up to make the stop, and Saskatchewan once again will be forced to punt.
Well, you know, when they got backed up, when Saskatchewan got backed up to their 7-yard line, that's sort of a series where you want to throw in a couple of running plays. If you pick up some first downs that way, great. If not, minimize the damage, punt it away, and let your defense go on, because right now that Saskatchewan defense is playing pretty good.
And Mike Clemens, the lone man back for Toronto, is having a great day returning kicks. End over end punt. Pinball from midfield. Pinball trapped back at the 52. Nice stop by Saskatchewan's Darren Joseph, a 39-yard punt. A loss of 2. That old Argo dance from the 70s. 1-2 punt, 1-2 punt, 1-2 punt. Well, Doug Flutie's 5 for 12 passing, led for 35 yards.
But Gord, you mentioned it earlier, and I think the panel did as well. Don Matthews knows that Doug Doug Flutie will not stay cold forever. Saskatchewan's got to take advantage of this defense playing so well.
Hamilton did a good job against Toronto last week, too. Direct snap, Robert Drummond. And Drummond inside Saskatchewan territory to the 45, a play the Argos first used in the playoffs last year in the Eastern Final, and it works like a charm here.
Well, one way to get some momentum back is to keep it simple. And when you're keying on Doug Flutie like Henry Newby and Lamar McGriggs are, try and stop him. That play is pretty successful for you.
Gain of 13. Now the underneath handoff to Drummond right through the middle of that Saskatchewan defense. K.D. Williams brings him down, but not before Drummond fights his way down to the 35-yard line.
Well, we talked about this matchup earlier. K.D. Williams and Robert Drummond. Drummond picked up 1 first down. K.D. flowed to that one, getting on the tackle. K.D. Williams loves to play against the Toronto Argonauts. He has a record against them, 6 tackles for a loss. That was back in 1995. He says, I love playing Toronto.
2nd and 2. Flutie's back under center. Drummond again. And again, it's a first down to the 31-yard line. You mentioned K.D. Williams. Before the game, he was sitting and talking to Doug Flutie. They were having a nice chat. Williams said, I'll see you later. And Flutie said, well, I hope not too soon.
Or often. But it's Drummond and K.D. Williams that have been knocking heads so far. But this is a good idea by John Jenkinson, Doug Flutie, to just put the ball on the ground, get a couple of first downs that way. That takes a little bit of that pressure off the pass rush line.
Direct snap, Drummond again. This time, Saskatchewan reads it quickly. He's brought down at the 30-yard line. A gain of maybe a couple of yards. LeBrant Robinson comes up to make the stop. That direct snap's an interesting play.
And you know what makes it good? We were watching a little game tape last night of the Toronto Argonauts, and you know, they block it the same way up front, whether it's a running play or a passing play. The offensive line for Toronto looks the same initially, both plays.
2nd and long. Flutie on the run. Finds his man. That's Daryl Mitchell. And Mitchell has a first down to the Saskatchewan 7-yard line. A crisp throw and a good catch by Daryl Mitchell.
This is what running the ball successfully will do for you. Flutie will have plenty of time. That's because that Saskatchewan defense has had to read run now. They read run, they get a little bit of slower pass rush. Flutie has tons of time, and Daryl Mitchell gets open.
Game was 23. 1st and goal from the Saskatchewan 8. Here comes the rush. Flutie gets it away. Pinball. Brought out of bounds just outside the 1-yard line on a good defensive play by Bryce Bevel. It's a gain of 7, but Bevel didn't have much choice but to grab Pinball's head.
And Bryce Bevel got kind of caught up in the rub or the pick at the top of the screen just to your right. He had trouble fighting through to get out there, and Pinball get a little bit of leverage on him, but Bevel kept him out of the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 1. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Drummond, a lone man in the backfield. Drummond does not get in, or does he? One official says yes, the other says no, and it is a touchdown for Robert Drummond. It didn't look to me like he got in, but we've got a great look for you, and you make this the call. The ball has to touch the front part of the goal line.
Well, Drummond's going to go up and over. I believe it's K.D. Williams that hits him right in the hole. You be the judge. Did he get in?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
The one official on the far side of the field made the indication for touchdown. Mike Vanderjagt now for the point after. Drummond with the touchdown. The Argos with the lead. Vanderjagt puts it through with 4:53 to play in this first half. Well, let's have another look at this and look what the officials do, because it's interesting. The official on the near side doesn't indicate touchdown. It's the official on the goal line on the far side who calls touchdown.
Now, the only thing I can say about that is the official to that side was on the side that Robert Drummond had the ball in his hands. That official, number 80,
Ken Pico,
he was on the side that he saw Robert Drummond's back. So maybe from the other side, that ball did cross the plane.
By the way, both those officials are from Regina. So no, you can't accuse them of home cooking. But an intriguing decision down at the goal line, and it is a Toronto Argonaut touchdown. And the Argos, with 4:53 to play, now have a 9-3 lead. We mentioned Mike Vanderjagt was the kicker for Saskatchewan earlier. After 2 games, his coach cut him. That coach was Don Matthews, who didn't appreciate the fact that Vanderjagt went to a wedding and came back late. Now, with Toronto, Vanderjagt was the outstanding Canadian, kicking 5 field goals in the Grey Cup win last year. Dave Denal on the kickoff return. Here goes Dave Denal. He's got the kicker to beat. Vanderjagt gets on him and forces him out of bounds, but there's a flag down back at the 25-yard line. A 60-yard kickoff return, but this one may be going back.
Well, the direction that Saskatchewan offensive line is heading out to, I think it's against the Riders.
And it is against Saskatchewan. It was a fire drill for Saskatchewan just before the ball was kicked. Did the Riders have too many men on the field?
Illegal block. Saskatchewan 45. First down.
Randy Straczynski is called for the illegal block. He's number 45, blocking Brendan Rogers.
You get a great look at it, and it's a good call by the official. He hits him in the back. When you see the back numbers or the name tag, you got to let him go. And Randy Straczynski just cost his team about 70 yards of field position.
A product of the Regina Rams junior system. Now from the 20, this is Mims. And Mims ran into Reggie Gibbons, but gets out to the 25-yard line for a pickup of 5. Well, Robert Drummond caps it off, a 57-yard drive that took 8 plays, and Drummond scores his 2nd touchdown of the year. He led the Canadian Football League with 17 scores a year ago.
Well, in that drive, we had the pass to Daryl Mitchell, but Robert Drummond was the key in the running game. Slow down that Saskatchewan pass rush a little bit.
Under 4 minutes to play now in the first half. 2nd down, Slack slings it out there. It is complete, but juggled by Curtis Mayfield, and that cost him the first down. It's a pickup of 4, and Saskatchewan will be forced to punt.
Yeah, and I think even if he catches it clean, Gord, I don't know that Adrian Smith was bearing down on him and had him lined up for the big hit. You're going to see him bobble it and have to come back and keep working.
But if he makes the catch, he's at the 30, and at least it's only inches.
Yeah, if he goes down, at least it's a short gamble.
94-74, 94-74. Clemens back deep to take the kick. A low driving punt over Clemens' head. And bouncing down into Toronto territory inside the 5. Pinball. Terrell down there and dropped at the 6. A 76-yard punt. Jason Mallett gets down to make the stop. Wow.
Well, I was going to start to say I'm a little surprised that Paul McCallum keeps kicking it to Pinball Clemens because he's having such a great game returning it. But if you can kick it over his head, and McCallum just got a hold of that one. Pinball was too tired by the time he chased that ball down to turn around and get a return out of it. And Jason Mallett comes up with a big stop.
Paul McCallum in his first year as the full-time kicker. He also performs the punting duties now. Uncorks a 76-yard. Now the Saskatchewan D looking for a big stop. Clemens. Stacked up quickly. K.D. Williams up to make the tackle. Pinball gets out across the 10, and we've reached the 3-minute warning. Toronto has the lead, but Saskatchewan's got lots of fight at Taylor Field. Doug Flutie's numbers so far through 2 weeks. Completing 74% of his passes, 707 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Saskatchewan forgot to read the paper this morning. The Riders forgot how good he is.
Oh, you know.
They got a job on him today.
Yeah, all the talk about Doug Flutie, that fires up that defense.
2nd and 5. Flutie under pressure. Gets away. Now it's a jailbreak, and he finds his man, Daryl Mitchell, up at the 25-yard line for a Toronto first down. A gain of 13 yards.
Well, Doug Flutie initially wanted to get Pinball Clemens on the play, but Henry Newby eliminates him. You're going to see 31 just outside your screen there. He got just floored, and Flutie does a nice job of getting to the outside, but the jam and his good hits going on down the field all over.
First down. The underneath option. Robert Drummond tries to get out there, but Bryce Bevel comes up to make the stop. A gain of 5 yards. That's the shotgun option, and we call it the reverse option because instead of optioning the ball back, you option it forward. If it's dropped, it's a pass.
Here's Robert Drummond's going to come right underneath on the option. Now Bobby Jerson, 71, is going to go straight to Doug Flutie. That's his responsibility, and he's looking for Bryce Bevel and the flow from the linebackers to take Drummond.
Correct snaps, shotgun options. Where is their playbook? In sand? Now Flutie under pressure. Still going. Slides down to the 35-yard line. That'll leave him about a yard short of a Toronto first down, and Don Matthews doesn't hesitate. He sends out the punting unit.
Well, of course, last night Anthony Calvillo got hit in a concussion, and Don Matthews does not want his star quarterback, Doug Flutie. You see his head hit the ground just like Calvillo's did last night. Running around too much, especially when he has a bit of a turf toe and pretty aggressive Saskatchewan defense right now. Don Matthews would rather see number 20 just throw it.
Now,
two.
They're just about a link of the chain short. Matthews has the punting unit up in the field, but now changes his mind and sends Flutie in the offense back. And Toronto will gamble with 1:53 to go in the first half.
Doug Flutie calls all his own plays and pretty much works on the game plan while with John Jenkins, but he's in complete control of his offense, and I think he'll call his own number right here.
3rd and inches. Now, someone didn't like something. Dave Ewell called a halt to the proceedings, and they'll start over again. Flutie. Straight ahead. Should have it, but Saskatchewan is saying it stopped right here.
Well, they're saying that he dropped the ball. They're going to measure it.
There's about 25,000 referees here helping him make the call. But you know what? They're biased, and that's a first down. He might have got the left-footed spot there. If he gets the right-footed spot, he's short. But he got the left-footed spot, and I think he made it.
Yeah, I think so. Not by the length of the football. You know, when you're in short yardage situation as a linebacker, you just have to go, try to anticipate the snap count and knife in there. K.D. Williams hits Doug Flutie right in the back. Now, they were yelling that Flutie dropped the ball. He did recover it, and he recovered it with enough yardage for the first down.
That's twice the Argos have gotten the benefit of the call on short yardage.